Well, hello there, and welcome to another Driving with Kevin video. First of all, guys, I apologize for the ridiculously bright t-shirt that I'm wearing. We're having a special promotion at work, and I have to wear the shirt. It's gaudy, and it's awful, and I apologize. So, hopefully I'm not blinding you with brightness. Sorry, it was dumb. But guys, let's talk about passenger ratings. So I was watching another YouTuber the other day, and he was talking about how he rejects all riders below 4.6. And one of my subscribers asked me what my policy is on this. So let's just kind of take a minute or two here and kind of talk about passenger ratings. So as drivers, we are responsible and required to rate every rider on Uber at the end of every ride. On Lyft, we can go back and do it later. We have 24 hours to submit a rating. If we don't submit a rating, it's an automatic 5-star. But there are a number of reasons why a rider could be rated low. And there are a number of reasons why. It could be bad attitude. It could be they had too many riders. You're set up for an Uber X and they try to cram 5 or 6 people in your car, whatever. Could be that they didn't provide a car seat for their child. Could be that they just had a bad attitude, or they smelled funny, or they were threatening in some way, or could be behavior based. It could mean that they've had a lot of incidents where they're vomiting in people's cars. It could mean, and a lot of drivers do this, and I think it's wrong. But it could be that they don't tip. I personally think that it's wrong to rate a rider low because they don't tip. But a lot of drivers do. So that could be it too. And if it's something as simple as that, that's just stupid. But what's my personal policy? My personal policy, as you guys know, I use Maestro. By the way, Maestro just put out an app, and an update, and I have had no problems with Maestro since the update. So, but anyway, I use Maestro, and Maestro filters. Maestro has filters where you can filter out passengers based on the rating. I have my filter set at 4.6, meaning that anything below 4.6, Maestro will not auto-accept. I did this particularly because most of the feedback I got told me that 4.6 or 4.7 was kind of the magic number. That's kind of where most drivers are as far as what they'll accept. I don't really use, obviously it's going to filter it out if it comes through in my market because that's the way it's set up. But I don't really use it per se. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't really stand by my filter when I'm driving locally. When I'm driving into Butte, I will accept any ride even if it falls below that 4.6. Because you never know. I mean, they could have just been having, you never know why they're rated as low as they are. There could be a number of reasons why. There could be a number of issues, number of things that happened. Sorry, I'm still kind of fighting this cold. It's stupid. So, I tend, at least when I'm in Dubuque, not really to follow my filter very closely, and I will accept anything that comes through. If I go to other markets, I will follow my filters more closely because I'm not familiar with the clientele. So it all kind of goes back to knowing your market, understanding your market, the clientele based on the time that you drive. So obviously, I willingly drive the bar on Friday and Saturday nights. So I know that there's a chance that I'm going to get a rider with a bad attitude, or I'm going to get a rider that's, really rowdy, or I'm going to get a rider that's, there's a higher probability he's going to break something, or there's a chance that they could throw up, based on the decisions that I've made as far as when I want to drive. I know those things are all a possibility, and I know that that's the clientele, that's that time of day or that time of night, and chances are some of those people might be rated lower. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to have a problem with a 5-star passenger, or that every single passenger rated less than 4.6 is going to be an absolute shit show. It's not what that means. I've never personally given a ride to anybody lower than, I think, 4.5. And even that, I've taken some low rated people before, 4.5, 4.6, and I've never had a problem. So some of those people are great. They had a few bad rides, or maybe it wasn't even them. Maybe it was they called an Uber for somebody, and that passenger was difficult. You know what I mean? So there's always other issues that kind of underline the possibility of why somebody gets a bad rating. So I guess the gist of what I'm trying to say is that what you accept and what you don't accept really kind of depends on your market, how well you know your market. As long as you understand your market and you know your market, you should feel comfortable with who you're accepting and not accepting. And the clientele, obviously, like if you only do airport runs, your clientele is going to be different than if you generally do bar runs. For example, a 5.0 rated passenger on a bar run is probably going to be completely different than a 5.0 rated passenger on an airport run, for example. Doesn't mean that an airport run guy or airport run girl didn't go to a bar at some point and wasn't a bar run at some point. But you could have a 4.0 rated airport passenger that's completely rude, and have a 4.0 rated bar passenger that's phenomenal. It really kind of depends on the clientele. You just really have to know your market and know kind of who you're getting at what times of the day. So filters can always be adjusted. They can be shut off altogether. But I have mine set particularly because if I go to a different market, I don't know the clientele. In my home market, I accept everything that comes through regardless because I know the clientele really well. I don't necessarily know every single person that's requesting a ride, but I know the clientele. I know what to expect regardless of rating. So that all kind of goes back to knowing your market, understanding, if I went and I drove in LA, I don't think I'd accept a passenger under a 4.8. Just because I don't know what I'm going to get. I have no idea. I don't know that market very well. I don't know that clientele very well. Chicago's probably the same way. Minneapolis, Des Moines, I might have a little bit more flexibility because I lived in Des Moines for a little while. Just kind of as examples. So, I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Just kind of wanted to give my thoughts because that topic of conversation has seemed to come up quite a bit as far as what do you guys accept for rides, blah blah blah. What's the minimum rating you accept. I've seen that a lot, not just on my channel but on other channels too. So just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents there. Uber, Lyft on. Be safe out there, guys. Have a great day, and live stream on Friday. Peace out.